of the more typical Australian bush. By the time Captain Cook charted the east coast, rainforests covered less than 1% of the country, sheltering in the moister plateaus and ranges of the Great Escarpment. Today, in a sea of fire-prone eucalypts, less than a quarter of those rainforests remain, a thin emerald chain of islands broken in places by natural causes and in others by man's activities. Although Australia's present-day rainforests would fit into a circle with a radius of less than 100 kilometres, they remain as a fascinating visual living link with the evolution of Australia. They contain about half of all Australian plant species, including the greatest concentration of primitive plant families, which are direct links with the birth of flowering plants over 100 million years ago. Rainforests usually grow in areas with high rainfall and on calcium and phosphorus-rich soils. The leaves of rainforest plants are usually large and bright green. There are many types of mosses, lichens, ferns and vines, and many kinds of trees with different shaped leaves and trunks. The tops of the trees combine to form a closed layer called a canopy, which is probably the single most important feature common to all rainforests. A canopy which blocks more than 70% of the outside light broadly defines a rainforest. Like the roof of a giant greenhouse, the closed canopy also maintains high humidity and constant temperatures within the forest interior, providing protection from the elements and creating a natural nursery below where delicate plants like mosses, fungi and ferns are able to thrive. Once inside a rainforest, the closed canopy helps to create for the visitor a sense of a new mysterious world. Here the many moods of a rainforest can be experienced. You can feel the cool stillness of the lush green growth and the moist softness underfoot as misty light shafts through from the thick leafy canopy above. The Central Eastern Rainforest of Australia World Heritage Listing contains the 4 main types of rainforest found in New South Wales. The most diverse and luxuriant of the rainforest types is subtropical rainforest, typified by many tree species, buttressed trunks, thick woody vines and epiphytes such as staghorns, elkhorns and orchids. Some of the best examples of this rainforest type can be seen in Dorrigo, border ranges and nightcap national parks. Warm temperate rainforest has just a few dominant tree species with straight, lichen-covered trunks, like these coachwoods. Washpool National Park, a World Heritage Area west of Grafton, contains the largest stand of this type in the world. Other examples can be found around the Never Never picnic area in Dorrigo National Park. One of the most evocative of all the rainforest types, cool temperate rainforest, is generally found in the highest and coldest areas. Dominated by ancient Antarctic beach, smothered with mosses and ferns, this type can still be experienced in New England, Werrikimbe and Barrington Tops National Parks. Dry rainforest, as the name suggests, is found in drier areas on less fertile soils. These often have a low canopy with emergents such as lacebark and hoop pine. Excellent examples of this type can be seen in the border ranges, Mount Seaview Nature Reserve and Guy Fawkes River National Parks. Another important type of rainforest is called littoral rainforest, which grows in warm, moist areas beside the sea. With less than 1,600 hectares left in New South Wales, this type is the rarest. The single largest stand of littoral rainforest is found in the 136-hectare Iluka Nature Reserve, north of the Clarence River estuary. This small, isolated nature reserve is so valuable, it's one of the areas that make up the World Heritage Listing. The Central Eastern Rainforest of Australia is also home to about a third of our birds and mammals, as well as a significant proportion of our reptiles, frogs, butterflies and other insects. Animals can be found at all levels of the rainforest, from the thick litter of the forest floor to the canopy high above. Some have evolved specialised relationships with certain plants and with other animals. Some are dependent on a particular type of rainforest. The rare ground-dwelling rufous scrub bird, for example, requires rainforest with very high rainfall and plenty of undergrowth to avoid predators. Birds are probably the most well-known of the rainforest animals. They include the distinctive rainforest pigeons, bowerbirds, the ubiquitous brush turkey, lyrebirds, superb mimics, and many colourful parrots. The noisy pitter lives on the forest floor, feeding on rainforest snails, while birds of prey, such as owls and goshawks, patrol at higher levels for birds and small mammals. Rainforest mammals are most active at night and include the red-necked paddymmelon, the red-legged paddymmelon, the mountain brush-tail possum, the ringtail possum, and the fawn-footed melomys. About 25 species of bats are known from New South Wales rainforests, including the well-known fruit and blossom-eating bats to less common species of the small insectivorous bats. Rainforest reptiles are masters of disguise, like the southern angle-headed dragon, the northern leaf-tailed gecko, burrowing skinks, and the diamond python. Insects and invertebrates are an essential part of the rainforest as nutrient recyclers, as food for other animals, as pollinators of flowers and as seed dispersers. Butterflies, including the spectacular Richmond birdwing, the largest butterfly in New South Wales, are one group which are commonly seen. The central eastern rainforest of Australia play a key role in conserving habitat of our rare and threatened species. 3/4 of Australia's rainforest plant species are found nowhere else in the world, yet our rainforests make up only 1/500th of the world's total rainforest area. 111 of the rare and threatened plant species in New South Wales are found in rainforest or rainforest margins. Rainforests are magnificent examples of natural biodiversity, of life, growth, adaptation to changes and the recycling of materials. The New South Wales National Parks and Wildlife Service actively manages and protects these areas so that you and your children can enjoy them. You can also help protect our World Heritage rainforests by not disturbing the forest or the wildlife and observing any of the advisory signs throughout these parks. At a wider level, efficient use of energy and resources by recycling materials and polluting less will all help preserve our environment, including rainforests, for future generations. One of the best ways to begin to appreciate our rainforests is through the Dorrigo Rainforest Centre. Dorrigo National Park contains excellent examples of subtropical rainforest and large areas of warm temperate rainforest. The other types found in New South Wales are all less than an hour's drive from the centre. Dorrigo National Park offers an exciting range of rainforest experiences, from the highly developed safe introduction of the Rainforest Centre and its facilities, to the more self-reliant adventures of the longer, less developed walks at the Never Never picnic area. The Dorrigo Rainforest Centre is where your World Heritage rainforest discovery begins.